Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another episode review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for the first episode of season 1 of this new HBO show called The Brink. It first premiered on June 21st, 2015, so last Friday on HBO. The first episode has come out, and the cast is made up of Tim Robbins, Jack Black, Pablo Schreiber, Azif Mandavi, Mary Beth Monroe, Mimi Kennedy, Jamie Alexander, Jeff Pearson, Azay Morales, Erica Landon, Melanie Canocado, Mary Faber, Mira Sila, Rob Brydon, Michelle Gomez, and Joey Martin. So before I begin though, 10 seconds spoiler warning on 10 seconds spoiler warning for those who have yet to actually watch the pilot episode of The Brink. Stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10 seconds spoiler warning, and as usual, starting now. So 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the first episode and haven't already, please don't comment down below. Be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning, because as usual I did. So in the first episode, as usual, quick synopsis, Lex and then narrate. So in the first episode, you have it's a 30-minute episode, which is kind of surprising in my opinion. I thought it was going to be like an hour long, which I think it could have benefited from being an hour long, but whatever. So yeah, from what it seems, the first season is going to have between 8 and 10 episodes. So in the first episode, you have Pakistan, and they're revolting basically against their government, just revolting their government. And since they have a lot of nuclear power, I guess you could say, the president or the current dictator or whatever, the current rebellion leader of the Pakistani movement, basically wants to nuke the U.S. at least to some extent. And the U.S. now has to figure out how to deal with them. You have this one guy called played by Jack Black, Alex Talbot, and he's basically in the middle of all this. He's in Pakistan with his chauffeur. It's okay, I guess. He's trying to basically not get killed. And then you have Tim Robbins, who's basically the head guy in the. He's not the president. He's a Secretary of State. But to a lesser extent, he basically should be the president, because he's basically calling all the shots. Then you have Pablo Schreiber, who plays this lieutenant Zeke, or also known as Z-Pack. He's a drug dealer in the U.S. Naval Force, and it's just really weird. And basically, you have these three government branches, I guess you could say, government officials, and they're on their own ways trying to stop World War III from happening in Pakistan, or starting in Pakistan. And I suppose that's going to be the overarching story of the whole season. What did I think of this? Uh, uh, yeah. Um, Really, I don't want to say it's poorly written, but because it's not that badly written. There are parts with Tim Robbins where it's actually well written, but unless it's with Tim Robbins, unless it focuses on Tim Robbins, everything else is just sexual or drug induced jokes or whatever. And it's badly written. It's not poorly written. It's not completely terrible. There are some parts where it is a bit satirical, but overall it's just really badly written. I also feel like every single actor, Tim Robbins, Jack Black, everybody here, tries a little too hard with the material. I feel like they're overacting in my opinion. They're overacting. I mean, at first Jack Black, I felt like he was underacting, and then towards the end, he was overacting. I mean, depending on which scene the people are in, the actors are in, they're either overacting or underacting. They're not doing it properly, in my opinion. They're not doing the material justice. Overall, just really bad. It's supposed to be a comedy drama or something like that, satirical comedy drama, and there are a few jokes that are, for the most part, the jokes are hit and miss, in my opinion. But I mean, I did find myself chuckling to some of the jokes, but overall, most of the jokes are missed. I mean, there were like 3 or 4 of them that actually were funny. Most of them, all of them actually were with Tim Robbins. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. unless Tim Robbins and his character, unless you're focusing on Tim Robinson's character, which I think is the best part of the show and the episode and probably the show, unless you're focusing on Tim Robbins, everything else is just kind of stupid. It's just kind of there. It's just bad, in my opinion. So yeah, now it is the pilot episode. So yeah, now am I gonna be watching this show ever again? Not anytime soon. Yeah, you won't be watching. Yeah, next week I'm not. I'm sure I'm not gonna be reviewing this show again. On a scale of 1 to 10, one being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent. I'd give the first episode of The Brink a 4 out of 10. I was thinking of giving it a 5 out of 10, but when you really think about it, all the best parts just includes one actor. And I mean, and the thing is, you have to split it up between these three story arcs. And sometimes I feel like not in this first episode, but I think throughout as the season goes on, there's just gonna be a little bit too much going on. So yeah, I mean, so I mean, if each episode's half an hour long, let's cut it down to about 20 minutes, do 20 minutes just for commercials. So you have 20 minutes divided by three for every single story arc and Tim Robbins and whatnot. So 20 divided by 3 is like 6 minutes for each character. Yeah, no, if I just want to watch 6 minutes of the show, no, 4 out of 10 is what I'd give this. It's mediocre, basically, is what I'm saying. It's mediocre. Um, it's, yeah, it's just mediocre. Yeah, theoretically, this basically the way this show is apparently pitched, it says that the two creators, Roberto Benabib and Kim Benabib, they're brothers. They say that every season is gonna focus on a different crisis, a different issue. So the first one's supposed to be focused on Pakistan. So then the second season should focus on Russia or something like that. The stuff's going on in Russia and Crimea or something like that. I don't know. I'm just giving examples. So it's kind of, in a sense, it is an anthology series to some extent. I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna last more than one season. I'll be surprised if it goes on to season two. I'll be somewhat surprised if it goes to season two. It is a bit comedic, so I could see some people just going there for the dumb comedy or whatever. And I'll be astonished. I'll be like, what the fuck if it goes to season three? So yeah, overall, it's a really bad first episode in my opinion. So yeah, 4 out of 10 is what I'd give the first episode of The Brink. So yeah, that's basically it for this review. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below your thoughts on the episode. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you prefer. And that's basically it for this review. This is Daniel Mart signing off.